Sosuke Aizen is often called one of anime's best villains. Cold, calculated, impossible to predict. But here's the thing. What if Aizen isn't as evil as you guys make him out to be? What if everything he did, every betrayal, every battle, was never about power for power's sake, but something deeper, something even noble in a twisted way? Because when you stop reacting emotionally and actually examine Aizen's actions and ideology, he starts to look less like a madman and more like a revolutionary. Let's start here. Aizen doesn't fit the mold of the classic anime villain. He's not driven by revenge like Sasuke. He's not power hungry like Frieza. He's not chaotic like Dio. He's composed, strategic, and every move is premeditated. He manipulates without hatred, kills without glee. He doesn't want to be evil. He simply doesn't see the world's rule as worth following. He sees the Soul Society as broken and believes he's the only one capable of fixing it. Now, to understand Aizen, you need to understand what he saw when he looked at the Soul Society. It wasn't some utopia. It was a rigid caste system where nobles lived in luxury while the poor were abandoned in the outer districts, a place where the law wasn't about justice, about control. The people in power, Central 46, the captains and nobles, they didn't question the system because they were the system. They followed orders, enforced rules, and punished those who stepped out of line. They claimed to protect balance, but the balance depended on ignorance. The existence of the Soul King, the truth about the Hogyoku, even the nature of death itself is hidden, covered up and buried. Aizen knew the truth and he rejected it. Aizen didn't want chaos, he wanted clarity. He wanted a world where power came from truth, not from hierarchy. To him, the Soul King wasn't a god. He was a puppet, a broken, powerless body locked in a place to preserve a system that had no right to exist. Aizen believed that a world ruled on lies couldn't evolve, so he made it his mission to tear that world down, not to destroy life, but to force it to grow. That's why he sought the Hogyoku, not as a weapon, but as a key, a tool that could break boundaries, destroy false gods, and unlock what people were truly capable of. Aizen wasn't chasing domination, he was chasing transformation. He believed the only way forward was through evolution, even if that evolution required destruction first. And here's the part that makes Aizen so complex. He wasn't needlessly violent, he didn't kill for fun, he didn't hurt people out of rage. Every move he made was intentional. Every life spared or taken fit into his vision. He didn't destroy Karakura Town for shock value. He didn't kill Ichigo's friends when he had the chance, because they weren't threats. They weren't part of the real battle. The real enemy in Aizen's eyes was the illusion of order, the belief that the current system was worth preserving. That's what makes him terrifying, not because he's evil, but rather because he's right more often than we're comfortable admitting. Aizen wasn't defeated because his ideology failed. He was defeated because the world wasn't ready. Ichigo didn't win with his ideology. He didn't challenge Aizen's belief. He just got stronger, strong enough to stop him. Even then, Aizen didn't beg, he didn't break. He calmly accepted defeat, knowing Soul Society still wasn't ready for what he tried to do. The time proved him right. When Yhwach invaded, the captains had no answer. They turned to Aizen, the same man they imprisoned, as their only hope, because deep down, they knew he was still above them. So, Aizen was a villain, yes, but was he evil? Not really. He was a mirror that exposed how weak Soul Society really was. A visionary who tried to push the world forward too far and too fast. He didn't want to rule, he wanted to reshape. He didn't hate humans, he hated the limits that the Soul Society's current system put on the people. And maybe that's why he failed, not because he was wrong, but because he stood up alone.